scores naturally move up and down. A small drop, like 5 to 15 points, is completely normal. Your score updates whenever lenders report new information, and they don't all report at the same time each month. So even small changes, like a new balance or a payment posting, can cause your score to shift slightly. These changes are temporary and usually correct themselves over time. Section 1. Credit scores. Fluctuate. Naturally, credit scores naturally move up and down. A small drop, like 5 to 15 points, is completely normal. Your credit score updates whenever lenders report new information to the credit bureaus, and those lenders don't all report at the same time each month. So even normal activity, like balances changing or payments posting, can cause your score to shift slightly. These small changes don't mean you did anything wrong. In most cases, the score adjusts again once new information is reported. Section 2. Credit utilization changes. One of the biggest hidden reasons your credit score drops is credit utilization, which simply means how much of your available credit you're using. Even if you pay your credit cards in full every month, your score can still dip. That's because lenders report your balance at a specific point in time, not after your payment posts. So if your reported balance is higher than usual when it's sent to the credit bureaus, your utilization increases. Higher utilization can temporarily lower your score even when you're doing everything right. The good news is this type of drop is usually short-lived. Section 3. Timing of payments. Matters. Paying your bill on time doesn't always mean your balance shows as low. That's because credit card companies don't report your balance on your due date. They report it on your statement closing date. So, even if you pay your card in full and never miss a payment, if that payment happens after the statement closes, a higher balance can still be reported. When that higher balance is reported, your credit utilization goes up, and that can cause a temporary dip in your credit score. Nothing went wrong. You didn't do anything bad. It's simply a timing issue. To avoid this, try paying part or all of your balance before the statement closes, not just before the due date. This helps keep your reported balance low and protects your score from unnecessary drops. Section 4. Old accounts. Closing. Sometimes credit cards get closed simply because they've been inactive for a long time. When that happens, it can impact your credit score in a couple of ways. First, your total available credit decreases. Even if you haven't been using that card, losing the credit limit can increase your overall utilization. Second, the closure can affect your credit history length. Older accounts help show lenders that you have a long, stable credit history. So when an old account closes, your credit score might drop temporarily. The good news is, this is usually short-lived, and maintaining other active accounts can help offset the change. Section 5. Hard inquiries. A hard inquiry happens whenever a lender checks your credit during an application. This could be when you apply for a credit card, a loan, or even a mortgage. Even just one hard inquiry can cause a small temporary dip in your credit score. But it's important to remember, the impact is usually minor. Hard inquiries do not last forever. They typically stay on your report for about 2 years, but their effect on your score fades much sooner, usually within a few months. Multiple inquiries in a short period can have a larger effect, so it's wise to apply for new credit only when necessary. Overall, hard inquiries are normal and expected when building or managing credit. They are temporary, and your responsible payment history and low utilization will outweigh any small dips caused by these checks. Keeping this in mind can help you stay confident, even when you see a small change on your credit report. Section 6. Changes in credit mix. Paying off a loan is a good thing, and it's a major financial win. But in some cases, closing that loan account can cause a small, temporary change in your credit score. That's because your credit mix matters. Credit mix refers to the different types of credit you have, such as credit cards, auto loans, student loans, or mortgages. When a loan is paid off and closed, you might have one less type of active credit on your report. This can slightly reduce your credit mix, which may cause a short-term dip in your score. The important thing to remember is that this drop is usually minor and often corrects itself over time. Your overall payment history and responsible credit use still matter far more in the long run. Section 7. Reporting delays and errors. Sometimes, credit score changes happen because of reporting delays or simple errors. Lenders don't always update information instantly. There can be delays between when an action happens and when it appears on your credit report. In some cases, the information reported may be incomplete or even incorrect. That's why reviewing your credit report regularly is so important. By checking your report, you can spot mistakes early, like payments marked late when they weren't, or accounts you don't recognize. If you find an error, you have the right to dispute it and have it corrected. Catching and fixing these issues can help prevent unnecessary drops and keep your credit score accurate. Section 8. Score model differences. Here's something most people don't realize about credit scores. Not all credit scores are calculated the same way. There are different scoring models like FICO and Vantage Score, and each one weighs credit factors a little differently. One model might focus more on credit card balances, while another pays closer attention to payment history or even the age of your accounts. Because of this, your score can appear lower when you check it from a different website or app, even though nothing about your credit behavior actually changed. On top of that, lenders don't all use the same version of a score. Some banks rely on older FICO models, while most credit monitoring apps show newer ones. That difference alone can make your score look like it dropped. The key thing to remember is this: a score change doesn't always mean something went wrong. Sometimes, you're simply viewing your credit through a different scoring lens. That's why focusing on consistent, healthy credit habits matters more than worrying about a single number from one source. Section 9. How to prevent score drops. The good news is, most credit score drops are preventable. One of the most important habits is paying your balances before the statement closing date, not just before the due date. This keeps your reported balances low and helps protect your score. Next, keep your credit utilization as low as possible. Ideally, you want to use less than 30% of your available credit, and even lower is better. It's also important to avoid opening too many accounts in a short period of time. Each application can trigger a hard inquiry, which may temporarily lower your score. Make it a habit to regularly monitor your credit reports. This helps you catch errors early, before they cause long-term damage. And finally, keep your closing reassurance plus call to action. A small drop in your credit score isn't the end of the world, and it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. Most credit score changes are temporary. With consistent habits, your score can recover and often improve over time. The key is understanding how credit actually works. When you know what affects your score, you're no longer guessing, and you're no longer stressed by every small change. Staying on top of your balances, paying on time, and monitoring your credit regularly puts you back in control. So don't panic over a small dip. Focus on steady progress and long-term habits. Because when you understand your credit, you build confidence. And that's what leads to stronger financial decisions. If you found this video helpful, like the video, subscribe for more money tips and share this with someone who checks their credit score way too often. Thanks for watching.